Hello and welcome. I just got done reading the first 4 issues of Hero in Crisis, written by Tom King, and boy is it ever written by Tom King. I think some of these issues have a couple of artists in them, but mostly it's Clayman. Yeah, I was just double checking the names. Mostly it's Clayman. He does a pretty good job with the art, but boy, there's just stuff that doesn't need to exist. Let's put it that way. Hold on, the camera might jiggle. I'm going to move this cable out of the way. Apologize for the inconvenience. And the hard part about talking about this is I don't really know where to start with how much this does not need to exist. I guess I should start with, my thesis statement. Heroes in Crisis, and I only have read the first 4 issues. I got them for $1.50 each during a sale at Graham Cracker Comics because there were a million of them on the shelf. And I didn't buy issue 5 then. I think issue 6 is out either last week or this week. But I didn't buy issue 5 then because it would have been cover price, and I refused to pay cover price for anything Tom King works on at this point in my life. Because I paid cover price for Mr. Miracle all the way from number 1 to number 12, and I kind of liked it until, even through the kind of weird stuff, until I got to number 12 and realized Tom King fundamentally misunderstood the character of Mr. Miracle. And I think I'm wrong. I don't think he fundamentally misunderstood the character of Mr. Miracle. I think he was destroying the character of Mr. Miracle. He was actively going out of his way to make Mr. Miracle pathetic. And, I liked a lot of the stuff. Even the page that was Darkseid eating a carrot from a veggie tray. I thought that was kind of interesting, showing that these super beings have a human side. But this has taken that concept and just cranked it. We've wrapped around the dial so many times that whatever charm there was to doing that is just gone. Did you see what I did there? See, I just waved with the shadow and not my hand at that point, so it was gone. Okay, anyway. Oh. There's almost something pretty good here. Almost. We are interjected constantly with these 9-panel layouts, which give us an insight into somebody. Why would you turn that into an actual physical novel instead of leaving it? Whatever. We're not here to talk about that. Hey, look, it's a character no one remembers. Although he does appear to be being eaten over here. That's kind of grody and gross. So basically, a bunch of people died. Including the Flash. How do you kill the Flash? I'm sorry. Let's step back. We have 2 suspects. Booster Gold and Harley Quinn. And they killed a Flash? Really? Yeah, right. But, kind of moving beyond the insanity of that. Oh. Silencer's so good. Silencer was in Nightwing 84, or 48 and 49. I should get that. Oh, look, there's Booster Gold. These things, there's, 4 or 5 of these in every issue. They're kind of throwaway. But they do tell you some important stuff about the characters. I think it might have been in number 4, had Black Canary. But more than just the characters. These tell you about Tom King. He's actively writing this stuff to break down your view of these characters. The whole purpose of this book, of this series, seems to be to show that these super beings suck. That they're not worthy of praise, either in-universe or as recognized figures in our world. So my thesis is, Tom King either is dealing with some serious issues, or he's actively trying to destroy things. He's actively ruining things. He's going full deconstructionist. And honestly, the answer is probably both of those. Like, Mr. Miracle was very much Tom King in therapy. This is very much Tom King in therapy. He is going through something in his life, and he's taking it out on the rest of us. That's my opinion. I don't have any facts here. Yeah. Like, you're going to kill him, right? Yeah, right. Whatever. This is a funny bit, because he was, like, simulating him getting lasered in the chest over and over, trying to get over some trauma where he got lasered in the chest, which is stupid. And he gets speared through the chest. And this is, like, the best panel in the whole series. He laughs about that. Jeez, I don't even know who that guy is. They say his name's Lagoon Boy. Look at this, man. We're just throwing these 9-panel layouts at people. They're everywhere in this. Guess he wasn't fast enough. Now, please. Someone with a hammer. I want to find the Black Canary interview, because it's literally the best one. Well, actually, the Batgirl one, actually. Hold on. I should back up for a second. The Batgirl one here, like, she's someone who has actual trauma, who needs this. Like, a lot of the other characters, they have, like, Clark Kent, they have Batman. These are characters who would never, even in safety and secrecy and full anonymity, would never bear this kind of stuff about themselves. Batgirl, I can believe this. Hubba, hubba, Clark. Mm-hmm. Oh, where's the Black Canary one? It is the best one. There it is. Done. That's how almost every hero in this setting in DC Comics should treat this. You get up and you leave, and you don't say jack. So we're supposed to care who the killer was, and if we were actually limited to, let's find the killer of these people, like, it would be something. But this whole time, we're just dealing with stuff. Like here, Harley and Batgirl are fighting, and then all of a sudden, they're hugging. What? I've read this a couple of times, and it still didn't work for me. Like, I don't see this happening. The pushing of Harley as a hero is just the weirdest decision DC ever made. Also, is that like a free-floating butt? Like, who's that attached to? There's no mirror there. We have a free-floating butt. Okay. I mean, who am I to argue, right? So Booster Gold is going to go investigate. He's like, there's this recurring bit where we do what I'm going to term Tom King talk with Booster Gold. He did this to Mr. Miracle all through the Mr. Miracle run, where he just basically second guesses himself, speaks gibberish, and doesn't make a point the entire time he's talking. It's all through this. Lois tells Superman, hey, I'm getting these tapes from your supposedly secret thing, and I'm writing a story. Does Clark tell Batman? Does he tell Wonder Woman? No. Now, I understand, you know, why, kind of, like, but at the same time, the existence of the materials that she's receiving fundamentally goes against the nature. You don't leak someone's psychiatric records. They're not even supposed to exist. Now you're telling me Superman's just gonna sit idly by while his friends' secrets are all leaked? I don't think so. That's not Superman. That's not how Superman works. You think Batman is going to lurk around the Batcave having conferences with Superman and Wonder Woman? No, he's going to be investigating the scene. I think it's in one of these. I don't remember which one. Booster Gold runs into Flash and he's like, have you done the autopsies yet? Flash is like, what autopsies? Must have been an issue 2. Yeah, it must be an issue 2. Let's find that. It's actually a pretty good sequence. Like, there are totally little flashes of, yeah, this is pretty good going on here. Oh yeah, Harley beats the trio of Wonder Woman, Batman and Superman. She beats them in a fight. Okay. Look, there she is beating them in a fight while she's singing. Actually, this is pretty. Some of this right here is pretty credible for Wonder Woman, talking about her childhood. But and I like the way she ends it, but I'm not sure that she would have bared her vulnerability to no one. Like, that's something she would do with a person. Oh, here's the bit with Booster Gold and the Flash. Done the autopsies yet? Wally. Flash is gone. Flash is back. Flash beats the crap out of him. There's a bit later on where Batman and the Flash are looking at the bodies together, and it's like, hey, who did this? And Batman's like, Harley. Flash is like, Booster. There's some almost good stuff. The dialogue kind of hurts it. The 9-panel confessionals kind of hurt it. People are acting a little bit out of character. That kind of hurts it. And after reading Mr. Miracle, I don't trust Tom King to actually end this in a sane way. Tom King seems to have like 2 endings. One, it was a lie. 2, it was a simulation, or it's fake, or a dream, or whatever. Mr. Miracle, all that stuff through his 12-issue miniseries was in this category. It's all, he's in hell. So what's it going to be? Is it simulation? Are we actually looking at Harley's therapy session here and there's no actual crisis? Because, boy, that's sure what it kind of feels like to me. Or Booster's therapy session. When he's in therapy, in whichever one of these issues, he's talking to the computer's like, you go where it can become whatever you need it to become. You can go wherever you need to go. And the whole situation started when he began beating himself up. Like, it's nutty. It's nutty. Most of these people, despite the stuff they go through, that they have gone through, they're supposed to be paragons of something or other. And while I can buy like B-listers and stuff, like Arsenal, Roy going in and talking about his drug addiction, because boy was he ever addicted when he was, what was his name back in the day? Was it Speedy? I think it was Speedy. Yeah, he probably needs to talk to somebody, but he would just get a psychiatrist, Or he's got a daughter. Good Lord. You talk to family about this kind of, whatever. That's, Tom King is working through some stuff of his own issues. They're all through this. They're all through Mr. Miracle. Some of the stuff I hear people talking about in his Batman run is the same way. I don't know if that's true. I haven't read any of his Batman books in depth. I flipped through them. But, I almost got into that, and I somehow held off on Batman 50. And I am glad I did, because I got to avoid the disappointment of the wedding I knew wouldn't happen. Yeah. He's working through some stuff, and he's actively tearing down characters. This is a culture thing. This is absolutely like a culture war type thing. This is what you do. You take something beloved, Superman, Batman, you kill it. You peel its skin off. You take that skin, you put it on yourself, and you wear it like a suit. Still demanding the same respect, even though everybody knows you just gutted Superman. You can probably get away with it for a little while. But eventually it'll catch up to you. Once respected institutions, once respected characters, once they have been destroyed, they don't come back. They absolutely do not come back. Now, watch something in real life prove me wrong on that. I don't know. Whatever franchise. I'm blanking on examples right now. Well, I guess, maybe Star Wars. Maybe Episode 9 comes back. Maybe it doesn't. But Solo shows that the franchise was wounded. Comic books is bleeding right now. It doesn't need someone, for the sake of his own insanity, for the sake of whatever crusade he's on, tearing down the things that have been holding comic books up. Batman sells, I mean, how many Bat books are in the top 100? Like 10, 12 every month? Like, Batman still sells across his entire line like 500,000 units a month. That's a lot of books. But if you wound Batman enough, he won't be able to carry the company. And if DC falls, it's really, really going to hurt. It's going to hurt stores. It's going to hurt the industry. And of course, DC can probably never really fall because they're owned by a major media conglomerate. Just like Marvel can never really fall. But you can sell fewer and fewer books. And if you sell fewer and fewer books, even with movie franchises, these characters that we all love, I don't have a Wonder Woman cover. I was about to drop one down, so we'll just drop both of those at the same time. These characters that we all love, that a lot of us grew up with. I mean, I wasn't a big DC guy, but I knew who all the characters were. DC had great cartoons. They had movies in the 80s. Like, they were there. But the Superman from the first Superman movie, or heck, any of those movies, is not the loser that's in these books. He's not the guy that's going to lay around while his friends are butchered. He's not the guy that's going to lay around. If he has a piece of information, he's going to absolutely use it. He's going to confide. He's going to be like, Batman, your thing that you think is foolproof ain't foolproof. Information is leaking out of the system. And you know what? Superman will probably find that leak and fix it in a matter of seconds because he's freaking Superman. You think you're going to outsmart him? Unless your name is Lex Luthor or your name is Brainiac, you're probably not outsmarting him. And I really wanted to like this. Like, I have tried to avoid other people's opinions about this. I mean, I see like the panels on Twitter of stuff like this and people mocking it. And I mocked it a little bit too, because this is really lazy. But I've tried to not internalize people's opinions. I tried to go into this with as open a mind as I could. And the level of disappointment I have reached at the end of issue 4, even though I'm kind of intrigued by what the core mystery is, like the level of, oh, this was fun that I got, is, I need a great example of something not fun. Hold on. I have a folio with nothing in it. It's as fun as this. Now this is kind of fun because you can open it up. You know, you can drum on it. It's got some fun built in, but it ain't great. It ain't super fun. Oh, dang! I got too many books piled up here. I was hoping I'd like find Silencer real quick, but yeah, Silencer's a way better book. There we go. I said it. Oh, here we go. Here's a recent DC comic. The half comic, the half story at the beginning was pretty good. The issue that dealt with Mammoth was pretty good. This stuff was beautifully done art. And then the Sideways stories is just sideways and it's weird. Like, this book right here, even though I really only liked 2 out of 4 of the things in it, and kind of liked one of them because of the art, was way more fun than all 4 issues of Heroes in Crisis that I just read. Oh, I'm going to stop now because you've been with me. If you've borne with me this long, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I had to get these thoughts out of my head before I forgot them. So I know I rambled a little bit, but I think my core thesis, which I may have touched on, may not have gotten to, somewhere between those 2 items, it's either therapy for Tom King, or he's trying to destroy stuff, or some combination thereof. Wow, my pinky is powerful. Is what's guiding Heroes in Crisis. Now, maybe in 6 months, when there's another $1.50 an issue sale at Graham Cracker, I'll pick up more of Heroes in Crisis and read the rest of it. But I will not pay cover price for what is essentially junk. And it's so decompressed. I feel like most of this stuff, like these 4 books, could have fit very comfortably into half of the size. So I don't know. I think you should probably stay away from this. It doesn't seem important in the context of what's going on in DC. It doesn't seem important for any purpose except for Tom King. Oh, it's a shame. I kind of like the Clayman art. That's all over it. But I'll see you all next time. You have a great day. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Come hang out on my Discord server or follow me on Twitter or whatever. I like talking about comic books. I like talking about video games, movies, music, all that kind of great stuff. And I'd love to hear from you. So bye-bye and take it easy.